Hey, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. After the challenge, lesson 8. Are you ready for this? This is where I say the real work begins. The real work of what you're doing with your business and with your challenge really begins after the challenge is over. You've delivered an awesome challenge. You've gotten people results. You've engaged with them and interacted with them every day during the challenge in some way, shape, or form. We talked about that yesterday. Now today, what do you do when the challenge is over? What do you do when the challenge ends? The most important thing here is to not leave people hanging. So often people do a challenge and then they just leave people hanging. And that's, not very nice, number one. Number two, it warms people up for your competition or for other people to swoop in and then help them with their next problem or help them with what they need next. So the first thing we want to do after the challenge is set up a way to continuously communicate and offer people the next step, the next thing that they want or the next thing that they need, but they're going to ask for what they want, not for necessarily what they need. We'll know what the next thing they need and want is, and we're going to provide that for them. We absolutely positively owe it to them and to ourselves to provide them the next thing. Whenever we provide anyone with any solution to a problem that they've got, we also create another problem for them. And if you think in terms of from their perspective, you'll easily identify what that next problem is. If I offer somebody a way to get customers in 5 days in a 5-day challenge, and they don't have a way or they don't know how their next problem is, okay, now I've got all these customers, what do I do with them? I want to make sure I'm offering them the next step of how to actually handle and deal with the customers. Now, it's going to depend on what kind of business they have, what they need to do to deal with them, but I want to make sure that they have a system in place to handle all those customers. Now, a lot of times when we're dealing with challenges, we're just doing a free challenge. So we're more bringing leads and prospects into our world than actual customers. So obviously the next step is, if we've offered them a free challenge, we want to offer them something paid. We want to get them to raise their hand and say, yes, I'm a buyer. I will pay you some money. Even if it's only $1 trial, I want to get them to open their wallets and say yes to me following this challenge. So I'm going to make sure that I create communications either in the form of emails, posts, if I've done my challenge on social media, or at continually posting in my group if I've done it in a group or on a page, and then messages and messenger bots or text messaging or even phone calls. I've been known to follow up. If I'm doing a challenge and my follow-up offer is to do more one-on-one work or coaching, I will actually get on the phone and call and talk to people, or I will invite them to schedule to apply. I always make people apply these days, apply, and then to do a call with me, to do a discovery call. I call it a discovery call. And mainly it's for me to discover if I want to work with them or not. But I always have the next step planned and then maybe the next step after that, because some people want to skip the line of whatever it is that I offer. They want to say, nope, I don't want to do this next thing. I want you to help me directly. I want to work with you one-on-one. And I want to make it easy for people to do that and say, and then I want to get on a call with them and I want to talk to them and ask them questions to make sure we're a good fit. Because I'm definitely not for everybody. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's the way I like it, but I don't want to work with people that don't want to work with me, and vice versa. There's certain types of people that I work really well with, and there's other types of people that I don't work so well with. People that don't take any action or don't do what they say they're going to do, I don't have any time for working with them at this point in my life and my age and my career and everything. So it's so important, and don't underestimate the incredible power of following up, continuing to communicate, continuing to offer people what it is that you can do for them, because people have busy lives. It's not always the right time for them. Maybe this week they can't do something with you, but if you set up a follow-up way of continually communicating with people over time, maybe a month from now, it's perfect. I can't tell you how many times somebody's approached me with something and I am in the middle of 5 or 6 projects that I'm working on with clients, or that I am personally doing because they're important to me, or I'm moving and my life is busy, or I'm helping out with my grandbaby, or there's something going on with my kids or my family or those I love and care about that I need to take a break from, and I can't take advantage of what it is that they're doing or offering. But a couple of weeks or a month or even tomorrow, I'm all in. I can totally do it. It's not that I don't want to. It's not like what they offer isn't awesome. It's that the timing is not perfect for me yet. Now I say yet because a lot of times if we continue to put ourselves in front of people, it is the right time. They are ready for us. People are in different stages of their development and their businesses all the time. And so hopefully we're matching the people that we're bringing into our challenge with the right stage, but they're not all going to be right. They're not all going to be ready. They're not all going to be predisposed for what we want. Now, a challenge is an incredible way to predispose people to what we want, but it isn't the right time for everybody, right? Everybody doesn't finish the challenge. So you're going to really make sure that you're following up, especially with the people that finish the challenge. Now, there's a lot of reasons to follow up with them and to continue to communicate with them. Number one, check in with their results. See if they have any questions or need any help. Find out what they loved about the challenge, what they didn't like so much, because then you'll know when you do it again or you do it next time, what to beef up or what to take out because they didn't get any value out of it. It's also a great opportunity to get people's testimonies, their stories, what worked for them, what they were like before and after, and start building your bank of testimonies, because you want a bank of testimonies to go on and start building social proof for your particular challenge. And you want to be able to figure out, and people will tell you if you just ask them exactly what they need. If you're listening and you ask the right questions, and it's not even a matter of they're not that tough of questions. If you ask them, they will tell you everything so that you know exactly what to offer them, exactly how you can help them. Or let's be honest, you can't help everybody. If you don't know how to help them for their next step, you can refer them to the person that you know that can. And I guarantee that when they're ready for your step, then they will come back to you because you help them get the exact next thing they need. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, you helped me get this from so-and-so, and they got me over the hurdle of the challenge I was having. And now I'm ready for your thing, your next offer. So our action item today is number one, start to create and put in place or just think about, how am I going to follow up with people after this challenge? What am I going to do to continue to communicate with them? What am I going to offer them? You need to know what you're going to offer them next. And I would say have a couple of different price points of things that you can offer people, because there will be a percentage of people that want to skip the line and just jump to your high ticket thing. I can't tell you how many people, and I should probably go back and count, have, entered my world in just a little 5-day challenge and said, no, I don't want a 30-day challenge. I don't want a 90-day challenge. I don't want this. I want you to work with me directly. And then we'll have a conversation and we'll start working together directly. And of course, those are always a lot more lucrative than my 30-day challenge or my next thing in my value ladder, I call it. What I offer people in stages is my value ladder. So what are you going to offer them? How are you going to communicate with them? And I want you to think of this as if, in your mind, imagine 1,000 people come into your 5-day challenge or your 30-day challenge or whatever you're offering. 1,000 people. How are you going to follow up and handle 1,000 people in your world right now? Well, if you don't think that's possible, I know a lot of examples of where that happens. Think the One Funnel Away challenge. They got, I think, 7,000 people signed up for that challenge originally, and probably like 4 or 5 actually finished it. Now, those are huge numbers as far as percentages of people actually participating in a challenge, especially a 30-day challenge. But that challenge made millions and millions of dollars, so much so that ClickFunnels is now doing it every month. They're repeating that same One Funnel Away challenge every single month, because it's so lucrative and it brings in millions and millions of dollars. So you want to set up your system as if you're going to have 1,000 or thousands of people coming into it every single time. What's your follow-up system going to be? I would say an automated, some kind of email autoresponder, which is what I do, and then a messenger bot responder, so that you can follow up with people in different modalities and in different stages of where they are. And it gives you the option to let them pick and choose. I love messenger bots because they can pick and choose from a menu, a drop-down menu, or a menu of buttons, what is the best answer for them. So it just automates and speeds up the process and siphons people through your world faster and easier than you could do on the phone. Now, when I started out, I just got on the phone with people and I asked them questions because I was building my testimonies. I was looking for people that wanted to work with me one-on-one. And originally that started out, but then when you've got 500 or so people coming into a challenge, there is no way you can get on the phone with everybody. Now, I use the email sequences and the messenger bots to filter people through to determine who I'm going to get on the phone with. And you can do the same thing too. That's it. Plan your strategy today. Write a couple of follow-up messages. What do you want to say to people? What do you want to offer them? And make sure that those are good to go. Actually, make sure that that's good to go before you actually push the button on start for your challenge. That's it. Go out, make it an awesome day. I will see you tomorrow. We've got another surprise in store for lesson 9 of this challenge sequence.